And so we are here to worship God and to celebrate Christ's birth. How did we get to this point in time in history? This is now 2,000 years after the fact. Well, the reason why we know all about this is because we were told by a mosaic of voices. Through scriptures, many spoke of God's future deliverance, of salvation, of resurrection. Now, for those of you who know the Bible well, there are 66 books in the Bible, and 39 of them are from the Old Testament. And of the 39, at least 9 books predicted Jesus' arrival, and we read one of them tonight, which is from Isaiah. But all the other prophets spoke of the future of Jeremiah and Micah and Zechariah and Elijah and Daniel and Malachi. We even find from the Old Testament mention of a future Messiah in Genesis and Numbers, and of course in the Psalms by King David. Of course, in the New Testament, there are 27 books, and all of them talk about Jesus. The Apostle Paul, the Gospels, the writer of 1st, 2nd, 3rd John, and 1st and 2nd Peter. And then after all of that, all of the voices then continued to be added to the mosaic, from the popes to the Reformation, to Martin Luther, to John Wesley. And then, of course, in our age, in our time, there was Billy Graham, and then pastors, and then our parents, grandparents who passed down the story and the narrative and the salvation history. There are many voices that have shared about Christ Jesus in the New Testament and the Gospels, and many that are often obscure that we don't hear about. And one that I want to bring our attention to is his name was Simeon in the Gospel of Luke. And Mary and Joseph brought the baby to the temple to be blessed, and Simeon, the priest, was there. And he was very old, but he was promised that he would live until the day that he would see Christ Jesus. And so his voice is added to the mosaic. There are many positive voices of Jesus throughout the centuries, but there are even negative voices. There are voices like the negative one, of course, Herod and Pilate. By the way, his name is pronounced Pilate, not Pilates. So there are many positive and negative voices of Jesus, and how we shall continue to be a positive voice, how we shall add to the legacy and the tapestry and the beauty to speak of Jesus, to pass on to all the generation, to our children, that Jesus offers salvation and healing and peace and forgiveness and joy. So we shall continue to endeavor to share the good news. So the English choir is going to sing this anthem, and if you can imagine Simeon, his voice singing, and his voice sharing the message.
Mine eyes have seen the child, I've seen the Lord's salvation. The Lord has shown to me the promised Holy One. Mine eyes have seen the child, the revelation light. May God forever be praised, for now I may go in peace. Mine eyes have seen